When fans debate putting Godzilla against Cthulhu, there is a distinct disconnect in how the fight is imagined. Casual audiences usually picture a giant monster wrestling match, while cosmic horror purists see an incomprehensible deity stepping on an oversized radioactive lizard. Resolving this fight requires acknowledging that we cannot mash 70 years of contradicting comics, movies, and short stories into a single version for each character. To see where Cthulhu stands, we have to start with the original author, H.P. Lovecraft. He designed the creature to represent humanity's cosmic insignificance. In this context, Cthulhu is a symbol of madness rather than a tangible physical threat. Godzilla represents the opposite end of the spectrum. He is the explicit physical manifestation of atomic devastation, nuclear force given biological form. To provide an objective answer, we have to establish an analytical baseline. This requires segmenting the battle into 3 distinct ontological tiers based on specific lore variants. This scorecard maps the fighters across 3 evaluations: the tactical physical clash, the planetary ecological clash, and the dimensional conceptual showdown. Declaring a winner depends entirely on the specific rules of reality defined by the tier we choose to examine. Tier 1 focuses on a material world physical confrontation. This pits the cinematic monsterverse Godzilla against the standard avatar of Cthulhu seen in the original short story. In this baseline state, Cthulhu is described as a gelatinous, star-spawn entity rather than a creature with dense armor or a rigid skeletal frame. We see the limits of this composition in the canonical climax of the Call of Cthulhu, where the awakened avatar is temporarily dismantled simply by being rammed with a 1920 steamboat. The MonsterVerse Godzilla operates on a different scale of durability. This version of the character survived the Castle Bravo nuclear detonation directly in his face, and he routinely ignores modern multi-megaton weaponry. This chart shows the energy required to disperse Cthulhu's avatar, compared to the radiological output of Godzilla's atomic breath, which yields kinetic and thermal forces exceeding exatons of TNT equivalent. In a direct tactical engagement, Godzilla's nuclear payload causes the immediate physical obliteration of Cthulhu's avatar. Godzilla wins the physical brawl, but vaporizing the fleshy avatar fails to permanently end Cthulhu's consciousness. At Tier 2, the scale shifts from a local fight to global ecological dominance and psychic warfare. Cthulhu's primary weapon at this level is global madness inducement, achieved through the manipulation of dreams and the human psyche. This psychic assault breaks the minds of complex biological life forms, turning civilizations against themselves before a physical blow is landed. Godzilla's defense against this is his animalistic, instinct-driven consciousness. He lacks the human psychological concepts, like existential dread, that Cthulhu's influence needs to take root. Versions like Godzilla Earth add physical defense to this mental resilience. Exceeding 100,000 tons, it is protected by an asymmetrical, permeable electromagnetic shield. Godzilla acts as a stable, physical anchor against Cthulhu's non-Euclidean reality warping. This tier results in ecological stalemate. Godzilla's might cannot kill a god, and Cthulhu cannot bypass Godzilla's defenses. Tier 3 abandons standard physics to examine expanded lore where Cthulhu scales to the Outerverse. In this context, Cthulhu exists beyond infinite dimensions, possessing the power to rewrite the mathematical rules of reality. Standard movie variant Godzillas are conceptually erased from existence when faced with this level of power. To find a counter, we must use Godzilla's highest tier variants, such as the A-Causal Singularity from Godzilla Singular Point. This matrix highlights Godzilla Ultima, a 14th dimensional existence capable of universal recreation. This status allows Godzilla to transcend linear time, perceiving and attacking Cthulhu's true metaphysical form across dimensions. Mathematical and conceptual dominance become the primary weapons, as each entity attempts to erase the very existence of the other. Data from the Godzilla in Hell series supports this scaling, showing Godzilla defeating a god-demon to prove he can match Lovecraftian deities under their own rules. Scaling Godzilla to this metaphysical peak shows his capacity to manipulate the narrative and transcend the dream, allowing him to challenge Cthulhu on equal footing. Declaring a single winner is impossible without first defining the terms of the engagement. This flowchart maps the outcome to your specific victory conditions. If the goal is physical domination and forcing the enemy to retreat, the cinematic Godzilla is the victor. If you require the permanent, conceptual death of the baseline characters, Cthulhu wins because an abstract concept cannot be destroyed by physical force. However, when both forms are equalized to allow for high-dimensional erasure, Godzilla Ultima provides the king of the monsters with the ultimate edge. Whether the battlefield is a city block or the 14th dimension, Godzilla proves that relentless evolution can challenge even the oldest cosmic horrors.